up, everybody? Smooth Cosplay here, your favorite salsa dancing cosplayer. Now, since I've been cosplaying, one of the things that I've become known for is my mashups. I've even had people call me Mashup King or the Mashup King, and I'm like, I don't know that I'll call myself that. You know, I feel like I might be a little cocky or pretentious to say that about myself, but I say hashtag mashup specialist. That's what I call myself, a mashup specialist. Big shout out to all my fellow mashup specialists out there. I'm not even going to try to name all the ones I know. I'm going to mess up and forget somebody. Anyway, mashups have kind of become my thing, but the weird thing about mashups is I don't think I've ever actually, very rarely have I sought out to make a mashup. I don't really go into too many of my cosplays thinking I want to mix these two characters together. The vast majority of them have been just for me, just an idea just popping in my head, really. Like just sitting there one day thinking about something, and then bam, an idea drops in my head, and I'm like, oh snap, I gotta do this. And I go look it up, and I'm like, oh, nobody's done this yet. Let's get it. You know, so that's really what kind of happens. Like I said, I don't go into it thinking I want to mix these two characters up. I don't like mix two random characters together. No diss to anybody who does that. I've seen plenty of really amazing mashups that are just two random characters that, to my knowledge, don't have any connection to each other. Those are amazing. Just for me personally, my MO with it has to be something that there has to be a connection between the two characters. Or some kind of like play on words. Like for instance, when I did my Jango Fett, I was like, wait, these two characters, they're spelled differently, but they're pronounced the same. They're both bounty hunters. They both have a similar color scheme. If you look at Jango's blue valet suit, that one has the same color scheme as Jango from Star Wars. Jango from Star Wars has a ship called Slave One. Jango from Django Unchained used to be a slave. All these different connections. I'm like, why has nobody mixed these two together? I've mixed two Samuel L. Jackson characters together. Different things that just make sense. There's some pun, there's some connection between the two characters, things like that. So for me personally, and again, I'm not saying don't go mash up random characters, but just for me, it has to have some kind of connection. It has to make sense somehow. So yeah, that's why I don't really just seek out to make a mashup. It just, again, a lot of times it just comes together for me. Something just drops in my head. The only time I've actually sought out to purposely mix two characters together is when I did Sith Jafar. That started for me just reminiscing on seeing so many dope Jedi Disney princesses. And then also I saw Amber Arden's Snow Fett. She mixed Snow White with Boba Fett. And then I saw the next thing I know, she got like a whole legion of Disney, Mandalorian Disney characters. Like there's like a Mandalorian Ariel, there's a Mandalorian Mulan, all that kind of stuff. So that, I was like, okay, I want to get in on this. It makes sense. Disney bought Star Wars, so I'm like, it makes sense to like kind of mesh the two together. So I'm like, there's Jedi Disney princesses. Maybe I should do a Jedi Disney prince, but none of the princes really hit home for me. You know, like I don't really resonate with any of them. None of them. Like most people can't even name a Disney prince. Like only because I've been looking them up do I know there's Prince Eric, there's Prince Philip, there's Prince Charming. That's the obvious one. But like, most of the princes, like you really had to sit there and think. You know, the princesses are the ones who were at the forefront. So I finally landed on Aladdin, but I was like, I don't know. I don't like it. It just didn't. I thought of Jedi Aladdin, and it just didn't wow me. It didn't grab me. Then I was like, ooh, let's do a Sith Disney villain, and that's when I landed on Jafar. I was like, that's it. That's the one. But I still kept Disney Prince in my mind, and so last year I came up with the idea of, I haven't done it yet, it's still in production. I came up with the idea of doing Jedi Mufasa. So like I said, it's still in production, but that's going to be, and I was like, okay, I got a bad guy, I got to do a good guy as well. But that's those are the only two times that I've actually purposely said I want to mix two characters together. Like I said, every other character has been something just popped in my head, like a good idea just fell on me. Now, when it comes to how I mash characters up, how I do the mixture, I always want to do a good even mix of both characters. I don't want to ever be like, this mashup is 90% this character and 10% this character. Like for instance, with Sith Jafar, again, I don't want to be Jafar with a lightsaber. I don't want to be that simple. Now, if somebody ever just does Jafar with a lightsaber, I'm not dissing that. But just for me, I want to go a little bit further with it. So I always want to make an even mix of it. So what I thought of with that was I always try to evoke Vegito from Dragon Ball Z when I do my mashups. I always look at Vegito as a perfect mixture of Vegeta and Goku, or Kakaroto as you say, Kakarot in the Japanese version. I think that's how they mixed. That's how they came up with Vegito, because otherwise it's like Vegeta, Goku, how do you get Vegito out of that? Anyway, if you look at Vegito, he has Vegeta's updo, if I'm even saying that right, but Goku's bangs on his hair. You have Goku's outfit, Goku's clothes, but they're reversed so that the main color is blue, like Vegeta's main color is blue. So it's, instead of mainly orange with a little bit of blue, it's mainly blue with a little bit of orange from Goku's outside. And of course Vegeta's gloves, Vegeta's boots. So Vegito is a good even mix of Vegeta and Goku. It's not like Goku's hair and Vegeta's clothes. It's not Vegeta's clothes and, I'm sorry, it's not Vegeta's hair and Goku's clothes. Good elements from both sides of that. So that's what I try to evoke whenever I do a mashup. So looking at my Jango Fett, it started out being lopsided. I was Jango from Star Wars from the neck up, but then I was Jango Unchained from the neck down. As I progressed with that costume, I eventually brought in some more elements from Jango from Star Wars, added his blasters, added his holster, things like that. And eventually, once I get to the point where I'm either skilled enough or I just have enough disposable income to commission it, I'm probably going to add the Jango's jetpack to it. But yeah, now with Sith Jafar, again, I didn't do just Jafar with the lightsaber. I did a mixture of I took just a generic Jedi Sith outfit, but I did it in Jafar's colors. I did, of course, Jafar's hat, and then with the lightsaber, I took the lightsaber but put the Cobra head on the end, so that way it was both his sorcerer staff and the lightsaber at the same time. So that was my way of making sure it was an even mix of both of them. Same thing I did with the ninja formerly known as Rain. I took tried to be equal anyway with the elements from both costumes. Now it helped that they both had purple, but instead of doing Prince's white ruffled shirt, I got the same shirt but in black, so that way it stayed with the overall color scheme of Rain, but still had Prince's aesthetic to it. So yeah, so like I said, I try to evoke Vegito when I do these mashups, making sure that it's an even mix of both characters and not just like 80-90% one character, 10-20% this other character. Now, last thing I'll say about mashups, and again, just like with the whole having to have a connection or having to have something that makes sense with the two characters, and that being just a personal thing for me, just personally for me, I don't like doing mashups that have already been done by somebody else. Again, not against that for anybody else. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to do. If you want to do a mashup that somebody else already did, more power to you. I support that. For me, part of the thing with mashups for me is the shock value that comes to it. I kind of lose the desire to do it if it's already been done. And that's only for mashups for me. Like when it comes to canon characters, I don't care if anybody already did it. I'm gonna do it too. But for the mashups, again, if it's already been done, it loses its flavor to me. Now, there have been two mashups that I've done that have already been done, but I went ahead on with the idea because one, I didn't find out somebody else already did it until I already decided to do it, and two, what they did was different than what my vision for it was. Again, Sith Jafar. There's at least two other Sith Jafars out there, but they actually mixed Jafar with actual Sith characters. Like someone did Darth Jafar, where they mixed Jafar with Darth Vader. Somebody else did a Darth Jafar where it was Jafar mixed with Darth Maul. What I did was just Jafar himself as a Sith Lord, not mixed with any particular Sith Lord. So my version of Sith Jafar doesn't look anything like the other ones out there. So that's why I went ahead and did it. Luchador Black Panther, my man Static Jones had already done it. Big shout out to Static Jones. Y'all go check out his work. Hopefully I'll have him on the channel at some point. He does a lot of wrestling mashups, amazing, awesome wrestling mashups. I saw that he had already done Luchador Black Panther. I had the idea. He beat me to it by a long shot. I've been procrastinating with buying the mask. But fortunately, when I bought the mask, there's already a difference there. We had the same exact mask, but at the time that he bought his mask, the company was making it with white eyes. When I bought it, the company was making it with black eyes. But also from the neck down, our costumes look completely different. So I had a different vision for it than he did. That's why I was like, okay, I'm still gonna go through with this costume. Now, if what he did looked exactly like what I had in mind, I'd have been like, nah, you got that, bro. That's you. But yeah, again, that's just a personal thing for me. I'm not crapping on anybody who decides, if somebody else wants to do Jules Windu. Actually, somebody else just recently did that. I forget his Instagram name, but somebody else recently did Jules Windu. And I'm like, I knew somebody would do it eventually. A friend of mine also did his version of Rain mixed with Prince. He even asked me, not that he needed my permission for it, but he asked me if he could. And I was like, heck yeah, I don't have a trademark for it. Do your thing. I want to see pictures when you do it. I want to get pictures with you. And we actually did. But yeah, that's just a personal thing for me. I don't like doing something that somebody else already did. Anyway, that is my mashup mentality. Hopefully some of this may have inspired y'all. If y'all been wanting to do mashups, hopefully that gave a little inspiration for you. Y'all, that is it. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good time at whatever con you're going to next. Please be safe out there so we can have a full con season next year. Good luck on your cosplay bills. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button, leave me some comments, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.